So, working on the engine cage today. You can see the splices right there. We'll sleeve and rosette weld them. This is just an engine cage. It's not 100% like the main hoop in this thing has to be one solid piece. This is just a rear bumper. So it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be a 100% structural. But what we got, I wish I could get out and get a good view from the back, but that's what we have. We're gonna go with these two pieces here, up to here, pieces from there, down and under to the rest of this, which will make a pretty solid little box. I wanted to do something a little bit more decorative on the outside in the rear because a lot of people will see that. And a lot more people will care what that looks like than anything in the interior. As interior has to be structural, this is more pretty. I made you might be wondering why I made it so long. If the owner wants to swap in an inline 4-cylinder in this car, he certainly can. That's why I made it so long. Once he gets the 3x3s and the 31-inch tires on it, this won't look as funny. But that's where we're at right now with that. I still have not welded in the harness bars. They're tacked in right now. This diagonal bar here is fully welded, this one, but these two are not, because I want to be able to get back here and weld and be able to place more tubes once I get more tubing. I do have 2 other pieces there, but I want to save those longer pieces. I also have another 4-foot long piece. I want to save those pieces for more aggressive things, such as if we do the front, like my little jack stand that I built here. We're gonna stretch the wheelbase 4 inches or 6 inches in the front, and so this piece here is all gonna get cut off. This is all gonna get cut out and plated, etc. I may not do any of that work right there. I may leave that for him. I don't know yet. It just depends on how far I can get. But so far, so good. That's where we're at. All right, today we're working on the front end of this fucking thing. And this thing is just so rotted out. We got a boatload of rot here. Hole there from rot. Hole there from rot. This is rotten. All of this shit out here is rotten. So what I think we're gonna do, I've got some 1x2 box tube right there. I think we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cut this completely out. All the way across the top of here. And we can make a square or a rectangle out of that 1x2 box. Lay it flat against this weld. Cut this piece out. Back out, because we're not going to use it. We're stretching it 6 inches. So we'll cut this completely out, run a box there. We can run all of our interior tubes from the cage to this box, from the bottom, from the middle, and one from the top down to this box. And then we can build all of our front stuff separately off of that box. I think that's what we're gonna go ahead and do. All right, it's a little smoky in here, but as you can see, we got the frame head cut off and we got that firewall cut out. Look how freaking rotted out this thing actually is. Everything I'm doing is trying to save as much structure as possible and put as much structure back in, but look at that. Like, you can see through the freaking frame head. Or the body mount on both sides. Like, it barely even freaking exists. So we're gonna box this whole thing in with 1 inch by 2 inch. We'll weld that solid to the top of it. And then we can plate it. So that way it's all put back in. I'm debating on coming off of here and cutting this section out here, just like this one's cut out. This outer one here is rusted through too. It's got a piece of steel riveted to it. But if we were to cut that out, I've got some 2 inch by 2 inch tubing here that I could put in this little section here and maybe be able to add a little bit more strength into this section. But it's a lot. That's a lot of fucking work. And I don't think it's really worth it because all of this is all tied into the structure of the cage. So the body itself doesn't matter. All of this is going to be plated into the... Right here, it's going to have plates. Up the A pillar is going to be plated. The B pillar is going to be plated. Like, this thing's going to be strong enough. I don't know. We'll get this front structure in and see what happens. All right, another update. So we've come in here with the 1x2 box tubing. And like I said, I put a piece all the way across the front and welded it into here. And we'll go ahead and we'll stitch weld the whole thing in. I've got 2 that come down from the back side of this tube down here. And I cut out the rusty pieces of this and put in some new tubing. And then we'll put another piece of this 1x2 right here. And we'll go up to here with it. And then these 2 will be stitched together. This will all be in together. And then we're going to plate across the entire front of it. Probably just sheet metal, but we'll have a piece that goes all the way across to fill this all back in. And a piece of this 3-inch, 1/8 inch. So then we'll plate this across and we'll stitch this piece into it. And then we'll take a piece of 4-inch, that same size, and we'll stitch all through this. Just to get all that plugged up and get this back to 1 half-ass solid piece. And then I already went in and I checked the throw of the clutch to make sure that it'll still engage and disengage. So this piece isn't too far in, but we've measured out 14 and a half inches to that bar, to this bar. That's how long that straight piece will have to be. And then we measured out the top one. Door bar check. So we got a 20 degree there, comes down, 20 degrees there. Simple and easy. Quick to get in and out of. So it's one-handed. Barely any issues. Clears the door. Just barely touches the seat. And just barely touches the seat here. Comes down to there. And what we'll do, we'll run from here down to this open spot there on the front H. We'll come up and then we'll put a little gusset here to here and another one from here to here. So that way we don't have tubes ending in dead spots. All right, on to the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe.